Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 run. Hope you're all doing well. Today, you all knew it was coming when you saw the 3MO mod. We're doing random. Since this mod lets us combine 3 characters into one, we're going to take 3 random characters, give them a random weapon, and see if we can beat Danger 5 with the resulting monstrosity. Now, I did run into a problem when I started this. I've already started this recording once and had to restart because it turns out that in the 3MO mod, the random button, it doesn't work. So we are going to have to select the characters randomly in a different way. So I have just pulled random.org up on my phone. I'm going to generate 3 random numbers and we'll pick those characters. There are 53 characters, I believe, in the game currently, so I'm doing random numbers between 1 and 53. This is 16 on this row, it looks like. Yeah, 16, so that's 18 and 17, which is 35 plus... So there's only 51, right? 18 plus 17 is 35, and... plus 16 is 51. Okay, so random numbers between 1 and 51, and we're going to generate those. We got number 9, so that number 9 is the Mutant. So our first character is the Mutant. Generate another one, and that's number 23. So that 17 plus 6 is the Engineer, so Mutant Engineer. And the last one is number 18, which is going to be the Sick. So we're playing the Mutant Engineer Sick. That seems like it's going to be kind of a tough combination. We're going to have to use lifesteal to survive with the Sick, and the Engineer wants to be obviously doing engineering stuff, and maybe we won't get an engineering weapon because we're going to roll a random weapon. So let's see if we can win with rocks. This is going to be a rough one, so I'm very curious how this is going to go. So we're playing the Sick, which means that we are tanking 1 damage per second. We do have some lifesteal, but I need to actually actively hit enemies and generate consumables, or we would just die right off the start of the run. And because we rolled rock, I'm going to have to sell that wrench immediately. So here, just taking a look at our stats. So we get 66% less XP required to level up, 50% item price increase. It's interesting that they changed the way the mutant works. It reduces the level up requirement rather than increasing your XP gain. What this means is that XP gain items are now really good on the mutant, where before they weren't as good. So that's actually a pretty significant... They were actually quite bad before. So that's a pretty significant change that was made in the beta to this character. The Engineer means that you cannot get damage modifications other than... or your damage modifications are all reduced by 50%, so damage is going to be tough. And the Sick gives us lifesteal, but we take 1 damage per second and can't regenerate. So here I'm going to reroll. I'm going to look for harvesting or luck. We don't have any harvesting penalties. I'll take 10% attack speed, though. That's very important for rocks and also will help us try to survive because we need attack speed to trigger our lifesteal. So let's sell the wrench here because, of course, we're playing... random weapon run, so we do have to use rocks, and then we're going to buy one. Lock a tree. Oh, right, these items are really expensive because we're playing the Mutant. I'm going to roll again here and roll for another rock. Rock isn't a terrible weapon, by the way, given that we just need a lot of stats, because this will give us defensive stats for free. It may be enough HP to survive the damage that we're taking from the Sick. So we can hopefully use the fact that rock gives us a lot of free stats to survive, buy XP items, and win that way. But I am quite nervous. We do have enough HP that we won't die just to the damage over time currently. But trying to find enough damage to make this character function is going to be really tough, I think. I should have moved to this tree in a better way. I gave up some attacks there, and you really want to make sure that you're never not attacking when you are playing, especially the early waves. I could take 5% attack speed. I could also roll for harvesting. I think we're going to roll for harvesting. I'm going to roll one more time. Crit chance isn't terrible on rocks. Rocks do critical for ×2. So I'm just going to take that. that is a way that we can buy damage that isn't affected by the engineer's 50% damage passives, so crit chance is just as good. So that's a way that this character can deal a little more damage than it would otherwise. Let me reroll again, and I'll just take 2 armor. We spent a lot on rerolls there. Maybe I spent too much on rerolls, but I really wanted to boost my stats. That said, I should have been rolling more aggressively for luck, because we're playing the Mutant, who gets tons of levels. Most of your stats are from levels. Luck is absolutely critical on the Mutant, because it gives you higher quality level ups when you level up. So we should have been rolling much more aggressively for luck in those level up screens to try to improve the quality of our future levels. Definitely something to keep in mind going forward. I think I mentioned this in my last run as well, but obviously I'm inventing a strategy in real time for these runs, so I'm going to be having to figure out what we need to do as we do it. Means I might miss something the first time around, which I'm sure will never happen to people in the comments who have stopped the video to yell at me about whatever perceived mistake they think I'm making. Here I'm going to pick up the harvesting, and then we're just going to take some max HP, because I really want to not die to the sick. 5 luck would be good, but I think we do want 9 max HP. I need the move speed to counteract the rock move speed penalty. Excuse me, had to sneeze there. So I am going to take that. I could also roll for more luck. This is a level 2 move speed, though, so again, I think we'll grab it. That maybe was, again, a mistake. It's possible I should be rolling even more aggressively for luck, but I think those 2 picks were worth taking. Rolled a couple times and managed to find a couple more rocks, which is great. Move speed's really important for the sick, because you need to be, especially a melee version of the sick, because you need to be constantly attacking. Otherwise, you will die, since you're constantly taking damage, and the only way you can heal early is with lifesteal. But we do have decent consumable healing, and as I hope to, if we buy enough luck that we can generate consumables reliably, that can be a real portion of our healing as well. Alien Eyes I'll take, that's just more damage, it also triggers lifesteal. We'll take 5 luck here rather than reroll, and I'll take 8 harvesting also. Enemies won't be burning, so I don't think we're going to buy that. 37 for 1 HP, not particularly good, so we're going to pass on the jelly. I'm going to roll. I'm basically looking for luck, move speed, or rocks. Damage, I don't think we care about that much at this stage, though we will need more later, but right now I want to get my defensive stats and economy online. Armor will be good. Is it worth 37 for 1 armor and we lose 2 speed? I think we have to reroll. I think you need to be quite picky when you're playing the Mutant as to what items you buy, because they're so expensive. You need to really focus on items that are actually going to be important. Goat Skull cost me crit chance. Oh, right, rock only crits for 1.5x, but actually starts with a decent crit chance. I can't remember if the rock gets more critical damage as you level it up or not. But I think we're just going to take 1.5 melee damage here, because losing 2 crit chance is painful, but we do need to start boosting the damage of our weapons. This run is already kind of some nonsense. I was definitely prepared for some nonsense. I prepared myself. I fortified myself because I've got a glass of scotch here. So I'm ready for a run that's got some true ridiculousness happening in it. The enemies in this run, I really want to increase the number of them, because more enemies means more lifesteal. So any gentle aliens and stuff like that we find, hey, speak of the alien, will be incredibly valuable to this run. So very happy to see that one. I could roll here. We're guaranteed a level 3 upgrade, so we could roll for 15 luck here. But attack speed is also really important to this character, so I'm just going to pick that up, and then we'll take 9 speed, so our speed can be positive again. Take the Gentle Alien and the Goat Skull. Do a reroll here. I'm going to reroll again. Gambling Token is another defensive attribute that we could use on this character. It's very expensive, though, with the mutant penalty. So I don't know how likely it is that we're going to be able to build dodge. I don't think I'm going to lock it here. Finn is definitely has a huge penalty associated with it for this character. Losing luck is really painful. But I do think that the move speed's so important that we're going to buy it anyways. Also, I apologize if my voice sounds a little strained today. I am recovering from a cold. Hopefully, it doesn't come through too much in the recording. All right, making decent income still. Our damage, Rock does very good base damage, actually. I think Rock is actually a quite underrated weapon, by the way. And so it gets us through the early waves pretty well, even without having been leveled up significantly. But we will need to increase our damage output pretty soon, or we will start to fall behind. I'm going to take the 8 harvesting here, and then, yeah, I'm going to go up to 24% speed with the fin, because that will help us out a lot. Roll here, really looking for luck, but I'll take 3 armor when we see it. We keep finding these low-level luck picks against really high-level items, really high-level level ups in stats that we also need. So it's possible I just need to be more disciplined and pick like a level 1 luck over a level 3 armor, but I think we've made the right decision at every point so far. Cute Monkey is another good way to heal for this character, so we'll definitely take that. I don't really need more movement speed, so I'm actually going to pass on the compass. We'll just take the fin. Maybe even I want the compass and don't want the fin, because fin costs me luck. I do want a little more speed than 14%. I think I am actually going to switch which item I have locked here, because we do want movement speed, but I really don't want to reduce my luck, because it's so good for Mutant. It's also possible I should just stay on 14% and not even lock one of the move speed items at all, now that we found more movement speed. I think I am going to reevaluate these picks, and since we found that level 3 move speed buff, we don't need to lock a move speed item. Obviously, it's unfortunate that we had to give up a lot of chop slots before deciding eventually not to buy that item. But sometimes that happens. If you find the stat in a different way, then it's totally okay to just say, yep, that's a sunk cost, but we're moving on to a thing that we need more. Finding that level 3 attack speed level up was really important as well. That's what's enabling us to actually kill some enemies at least. Though you can see we are starting to fall pretty far behind in income this wave, just because our rocks are low level and our damage is not keeping up with the incoming damage. All really good. Again, I think I am going to take 15 attack speed. Here, we don't need any of these stats. Let's roll. We'll take 15 more attack speed. Okay, now with 55% attack speed, I can avoid that. Decomposing Flesh, that's probably going to get us 15 lifesteal if I want it, at the cost of 15 max HP. We already have 72 max HP, and we're going to get more as we level up the rocks, so maybe I do want the Decomposing Flesh. It will increase my healing significantly. I think I'm going to buy it here. Reroll once, and we'll take the Gentle Alien. 4 melee damage, that's only 2 melee damage, but we get 10 harvesting. I think that's worth it as well with the wheat. And I'm going to pass on the duct tape because we already have 8 armor. We're going to get more if we ever find more rocks. And I am already committing to not gaining more HP that much because I bought the Decomposing Flesh. So I think we would rather prioritize our max HP than 1 armor in this case. And also just not spending 60 when we don't have to. So our attack speed is not bad, and Rock does primarily scale with attack speed because the base weapon, because the base damage is quite good. But the fact that we haven't leveled up the rocks at all and our healing is our wave clear is suffering as a result, which is causing pressure on our healing because we're taking more damage than we should, since we're just not killing enemies before they hit us, is starting to cause a snowball effect that's going to put us pretty behind if we don't resolve it soon. You can see I'm struggling quite a bit to maintain my HP in this wave. Take 4% damage. I could take 6% dodge and start trying to build dodge, but I think I'm going to reroll here, and we're going to look for luck. I could also just take 4 melee damage or 2 melee damage to boost the damage of my rocks. We only have 1 right now. We really have not gotten lucky with finding luck, although I've made a lot of decisions that have caused us not to take some. But again, I think we just need the damage here. It's so hard for us to buy damage on the engineer that I think when we see it... Oh, I completely blanked on how much money we had. Should have bought the wheat instead of the gentle alien there. For sure. Take the leather vest. We can lose some max HP here and start building up positive dodge and more armor. And then we will keep the wheat. Still only on 6 level 1 rocks. At least we did find 6 weapons. We're not playing the run that I played the other day where I just had 4 weapons on like wave 12 or whatever that was. But I sure could use some more of them. Rock levels quite well, of course, because it gives you more armor as you level up and then more HP. So it's kind of important to get levels on this weapon. Our consumable healing is working out very well. The fact that we found that weird food is really important for this character. So we're going to make a little over 500 on wave 9, which is pretty good. That's about what you are hoping for. When it shows up in a box like this, I'll take the helmet and I'll take the recycling machine. 12% damage, which would be 6% damage, 3 armor. I'm going to take the damage here. We do need that. I'm going to roll here. I'm still hoping to find luck, but again, we'll take 6 melee damage. There's 15 luck, so that should help our level ups quite a bit. Peacock would be great for the mutant because the XP required to level up change makes any XP item that we can find really awesome. The fact that we haven't found any is painful. Can we survive with plus 50% enemy damage next wave? I think we probably can, so I'm going to buy the Peacock and the Wheat. Alienize all lock as well. This has been pretty good for helping us wave clear. Finally found a leveled up rock, so that's 1 armor and a little more damage also. And I'm going to roll one more time to see if we find another one, which we didn't, but we'll take Little Muscly Dude. Alright, so I do have to be careful because we're taking plus 50% damage this wave. But hopefully the XP gain will make up for it in future. And wave 10 isn't the hardest wave to avoid tanking hits on. The chargers are dangerous, but it's mostly these level 1 aliens, just the basic aliens. So you can usually avoid tanking damage on wave 10. It's a good wave to buy Peacock on. It's a good wave to buy, though wave 9 is better just because you get the 100% XP bonus on wave 9. It's a good wave to buy Weird Ghost on, typically, because it's relatively easy to avoid taking too much damage. Though here, because there's a lot of chargers starting to stack up, we're taking a little more damage than I'd like. But as that happens, we can group the enemies together and then move through them to get a lot of lifesteal from our high lifesteal. So that's how we survive. I went into tank damage there to try to make sure that we were still at least gaining some materials that way. Take a sip of scotch there to celebrate winning the wave. And we will also pick up a hunting trophy. We currently only have 6% crit chance, but as I said, Rock comes with 10 base crit chance. So you actually get quite good value from hunting trophy on the Rock. Take 15 attack speed here. And I'll take 9 crit chance. We have a hunting trophy. This is also a good way to increase our damage output. For melee damage as well, Do we want this? We could... so this basically takes us up to plus 10 melee damage, or I could roll for luck or something. I think I'll take the damage here, and we'll take crit chance again. Take the rock, buy little muscly dude and alien eyes, and then roll. Gummy Berserker, I don't think we want. I'll roll one more time. And do I cap max HP at 76 for 4 melee damage? I don't think Handcuffs is actually good here. I will want to increase my max HP further. Rerolling for 25, we won't be able to buy anything, so we'll just go to wave 11. Alright, these rib cages are definitely going to be a problem, because we don't have a ton of damage yet, still. Which we knew we wouldn't, because we're playing the engineer. Sadly, we haven't gotten any constructs, so the engineer's bonuses have not yet helped us at all. Like, I would definitely buy a turret if we saw a turret. We would buy landmines, that kind of thing. We just haven't seen any. Unless I've just skipped some without noticing. So the engineer is mostly just a penalty for this build. We're playing sort of a... just a mutant sick, but that does half damage. I really like the change to the mutant, by the way, where it's XP required to level up rather than XP gain, because it just makes XP items, which intuitively you would think were good for the mutant, actually good for the mutant. I always thought it was weird that XP gain items were really bad on the mutant before, so I really like that change. Could take crit chance, is really good for our hunting trophy. I could also roll for more luck. I could take max HP. I think we'll just take the crit chance. And then, do I want to start building dodge? Do I take 4% damage? I don't need harvesting at this point. I think we'll take 6% dodge, and we're just going to start building that. At this point in the game, is it worth buying turret? We currently don't have any engineering. No, wait, we have 12 engineering. So the turret actually does decent damage. I think I will for 63. This can help a little bit with wave clear. It's not going to be huge, but it will help a bit. Fairy doesn't do anything because we have minus 100 regen. But we do get to level up our rocks and buy sunglasses to make our hunting trophy better, which has already given us 44 materials. Take another bag, which is great. And roll again. And another rock is perfect as well. So that was a very good chop for us, which you don't get to say very often when you're playing the mutant because items are so expensive. But let's see if it's enough to help us survive the elite. I don't think we have the damage to kill an elite here. I'm gonna... actually, maybe we do. I did more damage to it than I thought because we have alien eyes. So we got quite a bit of burst damage there. I want to clear out some of these slashers, though, since I let them all hatch. Alright, I took too much damage. I let all the the slashers hatch, and then tanked a bunch of damage. So I want to just avoid the elite for the rest of the run, or rest of the wave. I thought maybe we could kill it, but it's much better to commit when you start tanking damage to just not fighting the elite, rather than put yourself in a dangerous situation where you might lose. Taking a lot of hits here as well. Need to continuously dodge the elite abilities and actually pay attention to where I'm moving around the map because we're taking a lot of damage. Made it through, still made 400 materials that wave, so it could be worse. I'm gonna re-roll here and we'll take 6% dodge because dodge is actually starting to stack up and that can help our character survive. Take the rock here and the broken mouth. I don't care about losing knockback at all, so I will take the banner. It's a fairly inefficient way to buy attack speed, but range isn't bad because rock is such a short-ranged weapon, so we can benefit from that. We will buy this rock, we'll take the clockwork wasp as well. Sadly, if I lock Celery Tea, it would be double enemy health during a horde wave, and I don't think we have the damage to kill horde enemies with double health. So I think we have to pass on Celery Tea, even though XP gain is so good on the mutant. We're just going to lock the rest of this shop and go to wave 13. I could try to keep it locked for 2 waves, but that just doesn't seem profitable to me, especially because the amount of XP gain we'd get from it isn't that high by the time we would actually be buying it for the wave 15. All right, taking a lot of damage now. I need to boost my dodge more so that we can heal up a little faster. And I need to try to boost my damage output, although that's just so difficult with this build, with this character combination. Because if we had more damage, we'd be taking less hits, of course, because we'd kill enemies before they actually had a chance to contact us. And right now I am struggling to maintain my health a little bit. I will say these alien eyes have been invaluable. They're triggering lifesteal and just giving us a little bit of extra wave clear, so really happy to have picked up 2 of those. Take Insanity, it's good for the hunting trophy, and 5 luck? Sure. I mean, we could try re-rolling for a higher value of luck or something like that, but luck is so good on this character, we're just going to take it. I'm going to keep buying crit chance when we see it, and then we're going to buy all of these items that we said we would. I have to combine a rock first. And roll again, and here's another rock. Definitely do not want Triangle of Power on the sick. And of course, Fairy still doesn't do anything. Goat Skull, we don't want. Robot Arm, I also don't want because I already have the Decomposing Flesh. I would probably take it if we didn't, but losing 1 HP per wave. Although actually, so I guess this isn't, for some reason I had it in my head this was HP per level, like the Decomposing Flesh, which would start costing us a lot of HP. Losing 1 HP per wave, not as bad at all. So we'll buy this wave 15. It will tick 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we're basically paying 5 HP for 15 engineering plus the engineer's modifications and 7.5 melee damage. So yeah, the robot arm seems pretty good here, actually. Not a bad item for us. Especially if we do find more turrets and stuff along those lines. Alright, starting to get a lot of goobers stacking up. It's very hard not to with this build. We need to kind of hunt them down as I break the summoners. We need to make sure that the goobers get killed. But this one turret is sort of hurting me more than it's helping me because it's breaking summoners, but not actually helping clear the wave. And this is a horde wave, so I'm taking a lot of hits. I need to sort of back up. But as we get deeper into the horde wave, that's going to despawn the summoners because the horde aliens will spawn and then enemies will despawn because there's a maximum number of enemies that can be on the field. So the fact that wave 14 is a horde wave, I think, is actually helping us, given that I let so many goobers spawn. Here, I'm going to take 12 dodge. That's going to be the most increase to our survivability that we can get at this point. We will take the robot arm here. Wisdom we will not take. I think we want initial damage more. And we actually, at this point, really just want survivability. So I'm going to roll here. We will buy a rock. We'll buy a broken mouth. And we'll buy a coffee. Still not going to buy engineering. We don't have anything that scales with it at the moment, other than the 1 turret. We'll take another bag. Bags actually have not been very good for us. We really have gotten very, very unlucky on crates. We didn't buy a lot of luck early, so it's not like the worst crate drops I've ever seen. But with 2 bags, one of them acquired more recently on wave 15, only having seen 5 crates total is, or maybe even less than that if one of them showed up when we had 2 bags, is ridiculous. So I'm going to buy the 3rd bag. I hope that we start getting better luck. I hadn't realized how few items we were getting from crates at this point. So I'm going to be a little whiny about that. In this already quite difficult run. On the other hand, you can't complain too hard when you have 3 bags, because it's still just such a good item. And I did make the decision several times to prioritize other stats over luck, which would have made us more likely to find crate. So while I think we are still running quite a bit below average, we could have tilted the odds in our favor if I'd made different decisions. This 1 hunting trophy really keeping us in this, by the way. Oh, taking a lot of damage here near the end of the wave. We're doing okay, though. Mushroom, we're recycling. I'll take 3 melee damage. I think that's fine. And I don't really need 3 lifesteal. I'm going to reroll. I think we can do better. I will actually build dodge here, because as we get closer to dodge cap, the dodge gets more valuable. Bait, that's 4% damage, and we'll probably take a lot of hits, because we are going to be quite slow to kill the lampreys, so... but 4% damage is still a decent amount, because our percent damage is quite low. I think I'm going to pass on the bait. It's fairly easy, I think, for this build to get low, and because we are only healing through lifesteal, just not be able to regenerate enough. I will take the banner, though. It makes our lifesteal more reliable in multiple ways. Then we'll take Alien Eyes, and I'll take the Peaceful Beat as well for 4% dodge. Roll again, another rock. I'll take the Pocket Factory, actually, also. I think I passed on a Pocket Factory earlier, which I definitely shouldn't have, because I sort of forgot that we were playing Engineer as well. Now it might be too late for Pocket Factory to be good, but I'm going to buy it anyways as an apology to the Pocket Factory lovers out there, of whom I count myself one. Trying to keep 3 characters worth of abilities and priorities in mind is difficult for my tiny brain. I think there's a lot of different ways you could approach this run. Of course, it'll depend a lot on what you random into if you do a random weapon. I mean, if you random into an engineering build, this will probably be an awful lot easier, because you'll just be able to buy engineering stuff and use the power of the engineer. Although I guess healing will be a little difficult unless you get, like, medical turret. I'm going to recycle the piggy bank. We have increased money from recycling because we're the mutant, so our items cost more. I'll take the luck here. Try to power up that bag. And then I am going to buy Pocket Factory, level up a rock, buy a leather vest, not buy plant because it doesn't do anything. In fact, it's bad for us. We'll go to a level 4 rock, which gives us 2 armor, and buy the level 1. And then roll again, and roll one more time. I still don't want Goat Skull. I don't think we want Terrified Onion either. For 48, I don't think I can afford to reroll, so we will not do that. And we'll go to the next wave. Again, the Alien Eyes really proving their value here. They're a huge portion of my damage output. I'm actually impressed at how well the rocks are keeping up in damage. Obviously, I've prioritized buying damage where possible, but given that we're playing the Engineer, so our damage modifiers are halved, which is a massive penalty, and rock is a low damage weapon already, the fact that we're still able to have decent wave clear is pretty impressive, especially because we're playing sort of down on stats, because we're playing the Mutant. Alien Magic, I think we're going to recycle. 8 HP wouldn't be bad, but I really don't want to lose luck. The regen doesn't do anything, and it's worth 221 to recycle it. Here, I'm going to reroll, because I think we can do better. Take 10 luck. Luck is still good even this late, because a lot of our healing still comes from consumables, so we really want to have that to drop consumables. I'll take Gentle Alien and Helmet and roll. Take a Duct Tape for armor. I think that's fine now. I know I passed on this earlier, but going up to 20 armor, now that we have 88 HP, it's a little bit better. Like, we had 90 HP, so it's a little bit better to pick up negative HP when our HP is higher. And we just need to make sure that the incoming damage is low enough that we can heal through it. Take the rock here. Landmines, I don't think is going to do that much for us, even though we are the Engineer. 37 damage at this point in the game just isn't that relevant. I'm going to reroll past it. Anvil is a way to upgrade our rocks, but it would mean spending 500, and we'd buy it for wave 19. And it only works when you enter a shop, not when you enter a wave. So Anvil will give us 1 level up on a rock for 500. I don't think that's worth it. Sadly, if we'd found the Anvil earlier, this would have been hugely powerful, but we did not. Also passing on Alloy, because while the crit chance is nice, 1.5 melee damage for -6 dodge is not a good deal for us. Dodge is really important. Another Summoner Elite, which is definitely... it's both good and bad for us. It's bad because it makes it harder not to tank any damage. This Elite is really going wild. Its movement has gotten very weird. Why is it jerking around like that? Okay, I had to run away because the Elite was behaving so weirdly. It normally does not gain that huge burst of bonus movement speed when you pin it against a wall like that. It's also getting healed massively by the healer, so we can no longer kill it. That was so odd. I've never seen the Elite have that kind of behavior before. Something really weird happened there. So usually you can pin this Elite against the wall. I think there's just too many enemies and they're pushing it around or something. It's also all the way back to full health, because this is a wave with healers, so it got fully healed back. I thought we were going to be able to kill that very easily, but then it just started just vibrating all over the screen. There was nothing I could do. That was so scary. I'm going to recycle the butterfly. We have 45% lifesteal, so we can just spend that on money instead. And I'll take 9 crit chance, and 9 speed will help us move around. Scar would have been really nice if we'd found this at any point earlier during the game. I'll take Dangerous Bunny. I think... No, that won't pay for itself. That was a bad purchase. So definitely a mistake there. Lure I will take, even though we don't use the regeneration, because 2 crates is good, and also we'll get a refund on the lure. An almost complete refund because of the bags. Bag is worse on the mutant because the amount of materials that you get is worth less relatively, because the bag itself was more expensive and the materials don't go as far because items cost more, but still just a great item. Again, Bean Teacher would have been awesome to find earlier, but no longer does anything. I do have 31 engineering, so the nail is actually going to be huge for our damage output. So this takes our level, let's look at our level 4 rock. 122 goes up to 133. Our level 1 rock goes up to 65. That's actually a pretty big deal. The turret we can take that can increase our damage output. We'll take the Gentle Alien, and tree will be nice for next wave as well. I'm going to buy the tree because if a tree spawns, then we get a we get a heal, which will be useful against the bosses, which I don't know if we're going to be able to kill, especially if they start going absolutely bananas on us like the Elite did. But also this is a turret from the Pocket Factory, not super relevant, but helpful, and consumable if we get a tree spawn, which is a big portion of our healing. Really would like to have another legendary item, but that one Elite alien just said no. It just woke up today and got good. So usually with that alien, you can pin it against it. It tries to move away from you, but it tries to move away slowly. And you can pin it against the side of the wall, and it will just sort of stay stuck there. Or you can also, like, shove it down into the corner. I'm trying to kill that loot alien, even though it got buffed. And so if you maintain your spacing, like, if it's here and you're here, it will just kind of stay still, and you can punch it. But there it just started wildly vibrating all over the map. Alright, so our healing is not keeping up with the incoming damage, and there's a lot of enemies on the field, so we were losing health there at the end, which is not a great sign for this character. But I am going to recycle this. I will continue to buy armor here. Definitely not taking bait against the boss wave. And we'll roll here. Dodge or crit chance. So I do want to try to kill the bosses. I think that will be an easier path to victory than trying to dodge them for 90 seconds. So crit chance will help with that, but dodge also will help keep us alive. And we're so close to dodge cap, I think it's correct to buy that. I'm actually going to reroll here and look for more dodge. 12 max HP is probably too good to pass up on, though. So we'll grab that. I'm going to buy this and this. I do care about losing luck, but do we want just the damage? I think we don't. Gonna roll. We'll take the head injury here and roll again. Bloody hand. So this would mean taking 2 damage per second, but we get plus 50% damage. So that's gonna vastly increase the damage of our, not quite 50%. A little more than 50% because we also get 10 lifesteal. So yeah, I'm gonna take the bloody hand here. And then we're going to level up our rock as well. I would really like this medical turret to offset the bloody hand damage, but this increases our damage output so much that it's going to make killing the bosses much faster, even though it also puts us in more danger. Nothing else that I want to buy here, so let's go to wave 20. I feel like I did not play this run super well. Definitely some suboptimal decisions. I kind of forgot we were playing the engineer, where we could be in a better spot to win it, I think. Though we made enough good decisions that we should still get there. And you don't have to, Brotato, you don't have to play perfectly. At least once your sort of dodging mechanics are good enough. But definitely, this was not the best played run by me, because I was inventing the strategy as we went along. Doing a ton of damage with the alien eyes as well, but the bloody hand helped us deal a million more damage to the bosses and clear them pretty quickly. So that was a fun run. I feel like if I played that run again, I would make a lot of different decisions, which is fairly unusual for me, hundreds of hours into playing Brotato. You know, most of the time I feel like my decisions in this game are correct. But this time I felt like the run was weird enough and interesting enough that I made a lot of wrong choices, which is cool. Like, I really love that because it means that there's still more to learn. Looking at our items here, the alien eyes were amazing. Tons and tons of damage, helped clear the bosses, kept us alive with lifesteal in some bad situations. Building dodge was really important, so very glad we started doing that. The bags were shockingly terrible because we found so few crates, but the hunting trophy, on the other hand, absolutely run winning and was the reason that we were able to succeed. Buying the turrets didn't do anything. The Pocket Factory also didn't really do anything, so I probably should have just ignored the engineering stuff, but I was sort of like, oh, whoops, I forgot I was the engineer. I better buy some engineering things. And the robot arm not only gave us a lot of melee damage, and we didn't lose that much HP, it also made the nail really excellent, which increased our damage output quite a lot. So the robot arm worked out very well. Other than that, I guess the recycling machine was pretty good. Peacock worked out well as well, of course, because we survived, and it always is a good item if you survive the wave that you buy it in. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed that random run. And if you did, of course, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Let me know, of course, any suggestions you have for 3-character combinations, because I'm still looking for more cool 3-character combos. This one was more fun than I'd have expected. It seems kind of disconnected, but interacted in some pretty interesting ways. So if you have any cool ideas, hit me up in the comments below. All right, my friends, as always, leave a like, leave a comment, helps with the algorithm, and you can subscribe for more Brotato and other strategy game content, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers, folks. GG.